For reasons stemming from the death of his mother, Princess Diana, Prince Harry has an understandable wariness of the world's media. But, says royal expert Daniela Alzer, the prince and his wife Meghan Markle have developed a curious blind spot and will only deal with outlets that will allow them to say their piece unmolested by any sort of pesky cross-examination. The Duke and Duchess's attempts to rigidly control their public profile were discussed in the BBC's controversial The Princes and the Press documentary, televised this week. A royal engagement is typically an opportunity for the bride to meet the press informally, said host Amol Rajan, discussing the couple's first photo call in Kensington Palace's sunken garden. This one was different, he said. Harry and Meghan stuck a pond between them and the reporters. This was not the type of celebration the press were used to. The Daily Telegraph's royal writer Camilla Tominey agreed, saying, the initial press conference was very much done from a distance. And then there wasn't really ever a proper meet and greet. Maybe the lack of understanding of what Meghan was all about might have been down to the fact they never introduced her to the press properly. Rajan lays out the unspoken contract between the press and the palace in the opening moments of the documentary, saying, the Windsor deal is, the royals get to live in a palace, they get some taxpayer funding. In return, so long as they grant access and a steady supply of stories and pictures, they get favorable coverage. But that deal only works if both parties stick to their side of the bargain. The question was, he said, would the children of Princess Diana want to play that game? While Meghan, according to Finding Freedom writer Omid Scobie, would, Harry wasn't so sure. Scobie said, Meghan, who of course is pretty media savvy, and from what I heard behind the scenes quite keen to meet with the journalists, Harry was like, no, you don't realize what could happen if you do sort of step into that arena because it goes downhill from there, you will never win them over, you will never win. While William and Harry both clearly deeply dislike the press, says Elzer, the elder has obviously pursued a tactic of viewing journalists as a necessary blight, and one crucial to further his philanthropic ends. Harry has refused to toe that line. He and Meghan promised, she says, to engage with grassroots media organizations and young, up-and-coming journalists. But instead, they have only agreed to interviews with friends such as Oprah Winfrey and Ellen DeGeneres, and other media outlets that offer them a platform, without any pesky scrutiny that might have in the long run led to a healthier relationship with their public. Speaking at a panel titled The Internet Lie Machine recently, the Duke said, maybe people know this and maybe they don't, but the term Megxit was or is a misogynistic term, and it was created by a troll, amplified by royal correspondents, and it grew and grew and grew into mainstream media. During its 1-hour running time, the show was expected to air claims about a briefing from within the palaces and also claims that there was a lack of support for the Sussexes. It is also expected to make the seismic claim that a senior member of the royal household helped a tabloid newspaper in its court case against the Duchess of Sussex. The documentary was still being modified until earlier this week so it could include the latest developments in the legal battle between Meghan and the Mail on Sunday. The newspaper had previously published a letter from the Duchess to her estranged father, Thomas Markle, following which he sued them for the misuse of a personal and private letter and breach of copyright.